Bleach, Brave Soul.
Alrighty, what is going on, you guys? This is your buddy The Smasher, and welcome back to yet another Bleach Brave Souls video. And today we are back again with yet another Who is Better character comparison video. And this time we're going to be doing a three-way comparison, because we're going to be comparing Azashiro to 5th Anniversary Byakuya and Christmas Noel. Why these three characters in particular? Well, simply put, they're literally the top 3 best SP units that we have in the game for speed. Which, if you guys really think about it and compare it to Attack and Heart, it's really not that great. So, damn, that kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, we're gonna be comparing these 3 characters because they are all holo killers. So we're gonna determine who is the best holo killer and who is the best overall speed unit in the game between these 3 characters right here. Now, that being said, I do want to state that my characters are different in terms of special move levels. So yeah, Azashiro is 2 out of 5, Noel is 1 out of 5, and Byakuya is 4 out of 5. But to compare these characters easily, there's a quick, easy fix around it. We just remove the focus and the attack slot. That is literally all that we need to do. And that's all there really is to do. Other than that, we have a completely fair comparison. They now have just level 10 SP, and they are both T20 with full stamina damage boost and weakened defense. And I can always get my stats back just like that. Like, in the end, the only thing I really lost is coins, which I can basically easily get back through epic grades. So yeah, that's all you guys really need to know. But with that being said and done, let's just go ahead and quickly break down all 3 of the characters. So starting off with Byakuya, he was the very first ever unit to get bombardment, as well as being able to nullify ranged resistance and also have guard break on his 6-star abilities, as well as having very good 6-star skills, such as having, per se, a very good berserker of 40% and a lot of things going for him. And not to mention, he is still the very first character to get the 960 into homing vortex. This strong attack to this day is still one of the best strong attacks that we have in the game, but that being said, it's literally what carried Byakuya into being the best character in the game for speed, just because of the fact that he has an OP SA2 and has Sharpshooter with bombardment. But the rest, the SA3 is a bit mid. It can be okay to some people, it can be bad to some people, and then the SA1 is just trash. It's literally 18% range collision strong attack. So that's all you guys really need to know. And he has no status elements, but the rest of his kit, it's still pretty good, but I don't think he's too crazy good in IT. And that being said, the killers, he has Soul Reaper and Holo Killer, and has strong attack reaches time of -14%. Noel came after Byakuya, and she basically has double killers just like him. In her case, she has Holo and no affiliation killers, but the only unfortunate thing is that unlike Byakuya, this character does not have Sharpshooter, but she does make it up with the fact that she has weakening on all of her attacks, and the special move can pretty much give everyone and herself an automatic revival, so that way if you or anyone else in your party dies, you come back with 50% of your health remaining. And yeah, that being said, this character has also some crazy skills, because she does have Havoc with guard break, a Berserker of 40%, has Link Slot Potion skills, and also has bombardment. So like, in terms of having a soul bomb, she is actually a lot better as an actual nuker, and also has increased status element chance against power attribute holos and no affiliation enemies. So she basically has a disabler against them, and also has the 80% SP boost. So like, once you inflict a status element with this character, you're gonna be getting 80% of your SP increased, all of it in total, making this character be by far one of the hardest hitting SP characters that we have in the game. However, the kit, let's just put it up this way. It's a bit worse than Byakuya's, in a sense that she still shares the exact same SA1 as him. The SA2 is a lot worse because she does have the vacuum vortex into pushback attack, basically being the same as Tokinada, Bankai Hikone, and everyone else that shares that similar SA2. But the third strong attack is the standard full screen 1200 radius. So in this case, basically just like Byakuya, she only has one insanely good strong attack, being the SA3, while the SA1 and SA2 really serve for being able to inflict weakening. Except in her case, it works, since she does have status elements, and she also has the disabler that is going to help the character. Azashiro, on the other hand, again, also comes with double killers being Hollow and a Ronker killer, so that's already pretty good. Same soul trait. And in terms of the overall status elements, he does have Drain on all of his attacks, and the special move also can inflict burn, and he also has complete status immunity at 100% and also has 50% chance to dodge both Hollow and Ronker damage, making this character by far the better autoer for when it comes to single player content and even hard IT if you guys can get a very good team setup to go for. He also comes with the counterattack skill, which in my opinion, it's a bit of a throwaway skill. It's a bit gimmicky. The way of how this skill works is that when you have the dodge, Ronker, and Hollow damage coming into play, the enemies take a bit of damage once the skill activates, so not really the best. But that being said, he does share the exact same skills as Noel, because he does have 40% Berserker, Havoc at 20%, Frenzy +1, also Bombardment with Debilitator, Guard Break, and has the 80% Spiritual Pressure boost, just like Noel. However, the main difference between the two units is this guy doesn't have Disabler, and his Debilitator only lasts for 2 seconds compared to Noel's, where it's 5 seconds, so it is quite the major drawback, and the kit is also exactly the same as Noel. However, he has a much better SA1 that is going to be a lot better for when it comes to killing. It's not going to be better for inflicting a status element where his attack has 8 hits while Noel has 14 hits, but it is going to be a lot better for when it comes to killing normal mobs in general, as it is a Dark Rukia SA1. Basically, it's a 60% shave range collision attack where it doesn't push back mobs, it literally just slices through and kills mobs. For getting good damage numbers, it's good. For inflicting a status element, it's really not that great. But the SA2 and the SA3 is basically a copy and paste of XMas Noel. So that's all you guys really need to know in terms of the 6-star skills and the kit. So with that being said and done, all 3 of these characters are going to be run into Inheritance Zone. They will have their respective 50% SP items, and they will all have the exact same hybrid SAR, SAD setup, and everything will just basically be copy and pasted between the units, so that way we can put out an even fair comparison between the 3 units. So with that being said and done, let the IZ runs play out, so then that way we can move on to the pros and cons for both of the characters. Those were the runs, and funny enough, all 3 of the units did remarkably well, with Byakuya placing first, Azashiro taking the second lead, and Noel taking the last place. Meaning that for clearing content, they're all good. But this is not going to conclude that Byakuya is the better unit of the 3. It's time that we analyze the kits real quick. Byakuya and XMas Noel have the exact same identical SA1. Really mediocre, but good for inflicting a status element where you need it in IT. Only difference is that Byakuya has no status elements. It is a shave 18% range collision attack, so literally one of the worst first strong attacks that you could possibly ask for. Azashiro has the Dark Rukia SA1, but instead of being 60%, it's 30%, so the mags are a bit nerfed, but as you guys saw, it did better than Noel and Byakuya's SA1 by a very good margin when it came to killing the mobs. Azashiro and Noel share the exact same SA2, where it's a vortex into pushback attack. Once again, insanely good for proccing a status ailment and getting the 80% SP buff. And Byakuya has the godly 960 into vortex attack. Still insane to this day. SA3 on the other hand, both Azashiro and Noel have a standard 1200 radius SA3, while Byakuya has the vacuum into explosion attack. It starts off full screen and then the radius reduces itself as well as the max. Hit or miss SA3 depending on the person. But that being said, let's get into the pros and cons for all three of these characters. Starting it off with Byakuya, Sharpshooter. Thanks to this skill alone, you can use Byakuya in a total of 4 different GQs, and you can manual and auto extreme co-op all on his own just by using him. While extreme co-op is a dead mode in and of itself, once ×5 EX co-op does happen, he's gonna be the best unit to use to farm power accessory tickets and get the editing brushes as well as the medals needed to clear out the shop and get the Transcendence materials. Best SA2 in the game. Hands down, no complaints, we can all agree that we love this SA2, and it's what helped push Byakuya to the top of the attribute. He can auto every single content in the game, except for IT unless you have a full team of max transcended T20 Byakuyas and have some survivability in the mix. In the premium pool, unlike Azashiro and Noel who are limited, this character can be acquired through tickets and a lot of premium banners in which he makes a comeback. Ayo, K-Lab, where's my 5th copy of this dude, man? Come on! Unfortunately, that's where the pros end, because we have a lot more cons for this character than the pros. Lack of status elements. This con, at the end of the day, is what hurts this character from being very consistent in IT. Sure, you don't need to have status elements outside of it, but when you can barely do the hardest content in the game and you need to 5-5 him when you can get a 2 out of 5 Azashiro or Noel to do the job for you as a holo killer, it really just stings a lot. Weaker Soul Bomb. What separates this character from Azashiro and Noel is just the fact that he doesn't have the 80% SP buff to help increase the total SP that he has into making his Soul Bomb nuke a lot better than the other two. That and of course, lack of weakening. SA1 sucks. I don't need to discuss this any further. It's a shave 18% mag SA1, and even though it has a lot of hits, it sucks for getting damage in and only good for inflicting status ailments. In this case, Byakuya doesn't have any status elements on his strong attacks. SA3 is a hit or miss. The fact that it's not a consistent SA3 locks you into place, reduces the radius and the strength of the SA3 over time. It really depends on a lot of players. For me, it's a miss in content outside of IT, but when doing IT, I do think this type of SA3 hurts him, even more so when he can't inflict a single status element. That's that for Byakuya, now onto Noel. Super Pocket, very valuable, no debate. 80% SP buff. This character at 2 out of 5 is easily going to surpass a 5 out of 5 Byakuya upon getting the buff active. It's that damn strong. Strongest soul bomb in the game. As of the time of this recording, still to this day, Noel has by far the hardest hitting soul bomb in the game. The fact that she has the SP buff skill, plus weakening, plus bombardment +1, you will be able to easily get sub 1 should you have supports that are 5 out of 5 max transcended T20 for both the melee and ranged holo GQs, as well as the melee and ranged no affiliation GQs. You just flashed up, let your supports sink the strong attacks, and nuke. Easy sub 1 second run. Easier time at proccing a status element. Whether it be against holos or no affiliation mobs, this character has a guaranteed chance of inflicting weakening to get the buff and make the unit stronger. Her kit is mid, but the way she was built up to be used for, it works. Noel is the definition of, if you get a crappy kit, if you have a great set of skills to back you up, you can be a very good character worth going all out for. However, this character does come with her own cons. No Sharpshooter. She can't nullify resistances. No Drain and cannot auto co-op. Her not having Drain means that, unlike Azashiro who has it, means that she cannot auto hard content. Not to mention, doesn't have the SA2 like Byakuya. Byakuya has a mid kit, but he's still able to auto every single player content in the game and extreme co-op because of that SA2 alone, and Noel, unfortunately, just can't do that. Kit is mid. She's a great unit, but when compared to, let's say, the likes of Spirits Are Forever With You, Yoruichi, and Kisuke, as a unit for doing every content in the game and have the 80% SP skill, despite having the strongest Soul Bomb in the game, she really isn't the greatest unit in the game. She has a guaranteed chance to proc a status symbol, that is for sure, but it would have been better if she had, per se, the same SA2 as Byakuya, or even a regular 960, a much better SA1, like for example, the Shotgun Blast SA1 that Swimsuit Apache, because I would take that over the junk 18% range collision SA1, even if it does have a very good chance of proccing weakening. She's a great character, but not considered broken, if you guys know what I mean. Limited as fuck! She's a Burn the Witch character, and considering that the Burn the Witch license is so limited that the normal Noel and Nini took a whole year to come back after they returned in December of 2020, it's gonna be the exact same flaw for the Christmas Burn the Witch characters. If you want to 5 out of 5 her, you have to go all out on the banner as soon as they finally make a comeback. Or you wait for a very long ass time before getting another chance to summon for them again. Keep in mind, as of May 2022, the month that I have recorded this comparison, her and Nini still have not come back yet. It's that bad. Finally, time to move on to Azashiro. So starting it off with his pros, better SA1. Keep in mind, the SA1 is more meant to do damage and not for the drain proc. It's Arena Grimmjow and Dark Rukia's SA1, but instead of being 60%, it's 30%. And in my opinion, it's a good strong attack. Pair that with Guard Break, it's actually really consistent with getting all the hits and the damage in there. Drain and double dodge. This guy will be able to auto content just like Byakuya. Matter of fact, this guy also has a chance to be able to auto IT when built up right with the correct team and how the character is built up. And not to mention, having Drain as a status element is so good that even if you lose your full stamina damage boost, you can get it back upon inflicting a status element. The amount of survivability this guy has, despite having the almost exact same identical kit as Noel, is so crazy, it's good. Immune to everything. Azashiro has complete status immunity of 100%, meaning that he cannot get burned, weakened, poisoned, paralyzed, nothing of that sort. He will be able to basically auto everything without being touched by a status element. 80% SP buff. Same statement as Noel at 2 out of 5, he's better than a 5 out of 5 Byakuya. But yeah, this character is basically Noel with a better SA1 and doesn't have the Super Link Slot Potion skill, and has a lot more survivability. However, this guy does come with his own set of flaws. Soul Bomb isn't as strong as Noel's. Compared to Byakuya, yes, it's stronger regardless when you get that 80% SP buff into effect. But keep in mind that he does not have weakening and only has Drain and Burn. In terms of strength, it is up there with the likes of Bruno and Arcbook Ichigo when you have the 80% SP buff applied. It doesn't hinder the character, but it's still a con nonetheless. No Disabler. This is the main flaw that this character has. Unfortunately, him not having the increased status element chance against Holos or Ronkers, or any power enemy in general, means that sometimes he won't be able to inflict the status element and get the 80% SP buff as often as Noel, with or without Killer. No Sharpshooter, same exact reason as Noel, cannot nullify resistances. Kit is still mid. Even if Azashiro still has a much better SA1 than Noel, unfortunately the same reasons still apply for this unit. Limited unit. Just like Noel, he's not in the premium pool, but since it's a novel character, fortunately you're going to be seeing this character coming back a lot more often than her, since it's not on a much stricter license as Burn the Witch characters are, where they basically only come back once a year. In about 4 to 5 months time from now, he should be back alongside the other Kenpachis, which is good, a bit more accessible. But it's still a con, so there's that. He's not an easy unit to get 5 out of 5 regardless. With that being said and done, Byakuya is unfortunately the runner-up of this video's competition, taking the 3rd spot. He's still a great character, but he's starting to show his age and has pretty much fallen off a lot in the current meta of the game. Now, for when it comes to talking about Azashiro and Noel, it can pretty much go both ways. Azashiro has a much better kit for when it comes to dealing damage, but Noel just has a higher proc chance and a much stronger soul bomb. The novel exclusive character can auto just about almost anything PvE related except for extreme co-op, while the Christmas unit can't. The characters are just way too similar to even draw an adapt conclusion that it pretty much has to be tied. It's literally a tie between the two. Now, if I have to give out my personal opinion, I have to say that Azashiro is just a much better character than Noel because of the kit alone, and for my own personal reason, I'd much rather use him and carry the XMas Noels rather than using her. Not to mention the sheer amount of survivability that this guy has and just how safe he is as a unit. For me, he is the better speed character to use out of the two. And as for Noel, she's great too, but I still wish that she had double status elements on her kit and had both weakening and drain and a better SA1 in general. Speed just still needs a top tier speed character in general because when compared to tech, heart, and power, it's not exactly in a good position, and it's only a matter of time until we get the most broken speed character in the game. Azashiro is just that one character for me where he's very strong, but also very fun despite not having the best kit, and that's just my overall personal opinion. And at the end of the day, between the two, it really all comes down to personal preference. In general, Byakuya is third place, and Azashiro and Noel are tied for first place. But giving, again, my own personal opinion, I think that Azashiro takes the first place, Noel the second place, and Byakuya the third place. How do you guys feel about the units? Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Now that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys have actually enjoyed it, don't forget to smash that like button, share this video with your friends and family, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already, and hit the bell notification so that way you guys are up to date with my most recent videos. And I will also be doing a Who is Better comparison between Spirits Are Forever with You Kenpachi, Bruno, and Spirits Are Forever with You Kisuke. So if you guys are looking forward to that, make sure that the bell notification is enabled for whenever that does come out. This has been your boy the Dash Smasher, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Peace out, lads.